For our next episode, we have Barbara with us, and she brings manners back to business, a customer service investigator who also likes to play beach volleyball. Yes. Barbara, so good to have you with us here today. And could you introduce yourself and tell us about what's going on in your world?
Absolutely. Hi, David. Hi, everybody. Good to be here. Super excited about this. Yay. So let's see. What do you want to know about myself? Like you said, I'm all things customer service. So I work with regular companies. I have a lot of healthcare clients. I'm all about my motto here, which is blow their mind, just be kind. Yay. So I do speaking, I do training, I do consulting, I do mystery shopping, mystery calls, and it's all fabulous. It's an important concept, I think.
I definitely think so. And that does blow people's mind. Just be kind in this world of anger and lashing out and tempers.
I know. I know. Like even as customers, can't we be nice? Like, are you going to get your way by yelling at a customer service rep? I don't think so. But what if you gave them a little bit of kindness during your trauma? I think you'd get farther, right?
Yes. So, what brought you here to this spot in your life?
Oh, David, the story. Okay, let me share with you the story. So it's kind of interesting, maybe. So out of college, I had a bachelor's degree in chemistry. Who knew? So for 10 years, I worked as a chemist until I realized I don't like it. And I don't know if you've ever been at this point, but I was good at my job, but I didn't like it. Have you ever been in a position like that where you're good at it, but you don't like it? Okay. So I was at that point. The only part of my job I liked was when I had to train someone on something. And at that time, it was medical equipment. So I would train people on how to use it, and I loved it, but it was only 10% of my job. So I just got sick of the job. I couldn't go any farther in my career. If I wanted to go anymore, I had to be in sales, and I am not a salesperson. So I quit. I quit, David, without having any future jobs. Don't do that. Anyway, so for 8 months, I had nothing. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just kind of struggling. Then I joined on with a seminar company called Skill Path Seminars. So Skill Path Seminars is a public seminar company. So for example, let's say, David, you are at home and you're like, you know what? I'm going to learn how to deal with difficult people. So you Google seminars on that. You find one, it's like 150 bucks at that time. You go to a hotel near your house and some person trains you for 6 hours, you and 100 other people, on how to deal with difficult people. So that's what I did. I did that as an independent contractor. I did it for 10 years. So the good things about that is that I learned speaking skills. So it was 6 hour days, right? And then you travel. It was, well, I remember one week I was on 11 planes in 6 days.
Ooh.
It was ridiculous. But I learned platform skills. I learned how to deal with the audience. But here's the kicker. On the very first day of that job, I knew it was what I was supposed to be doing. Like, you get that feeling and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is fabulous. So I did that for 10 years. Most people do it for two. So I did it for 10 years and then I ended up quitting because really they don't pay very well. And I had to teach their material, not my own. And the travel was ridiculous. So I quit. Again, David, don't do this. So I'm like, oh, I'll just start my own company. Well, I didn't know how to do that, David. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to hire a coach. So I hired a speaker coach. I'm a big fan of coaches. So I wanted to do attitude talks. I wanted to talk about positivity and how to be nice to people. Yeah. So this coach says, all right, Barb, corporate America doesn't hire attitude tops. They hire customer service, communication, or leadership. Pick one. So that to me was a no-brainer. I picked customer service because attitude is customer service, and I'm obsessed with customer service anyway. So that's how I got into customer service. But then, oh, this is pretty cool too. 1 month after I started my company, I attended a free seminar by Constant Contact. Do you know Constant Contact? It's an email newsletter software. So I went to this seminar to learn how to use the stupid software. The trainer said, okay, I want you to meet 3 people you do not know and hand them your business card. And I was like, ugh, I hate doing those things, right? Ugh. So I turn around. The lady behind me just happens to work at a healthcare consulting company that needed a customer service trainer. So that's how I got into the healthcare arena. So that's how I learned consulting. So I learned about mystery shopping and workflow analysis and assessments. So that's how I incorporate that into my business today. So that's where we are today. Hey.
Great. Nice little journey and still evolving around speaking. So,
Yeah.
hey, why do people want to work with you? What is it that you're doing right now that just is grabbing people and you like working with them on?
Well, I again focus on all things customer service.
Got it.
So, really, the key is leadership. So, if leadership is on board with delivering a great customer experience, they're usually on board with delivering a great employee experience. Because we all know if leaders treat employees well, employees treat customers well. So if I can impact a culture and a company in that respect, but it starts at the top, you can see massive results positively in profits, more customers, happier employees, etc. So you can impact. What I love about what I do is I can impact the entire organization, but it's got to start at the top. Pretty cool.
Yes, and there's two different things going on, but similar. Like you said, there's the customer service of
Hmm.
possible customers, clients, but there's also the service to your own employees and
Hmm.
dealing with that and trying to work with leadership. What obstacles or challenges do they encounter, have to overcome? Why do they have such a struggle in their organizations with that?
Because they're idiots. No, I'm kidding. No, so well, so there's a couple things here. So usually how people find me or reach out or why they reach out is because of poor online reviews. That's really one of the things, or they're getting poor survey results from patients or customers. That's one of the challenges that companies have nowadays. Because I read this statistic recently. It said that even if a customer gets a good referral, if someone says, David, you need to go to XYZ company, 80% of people go online for validation of that referral. But companies don't, first of all, don't have enough reviews. There's like 6. They don't manage them. They're not actively seeking out feedback. And that is drastically impacted. I mean, there's competition, right? Why would I choose someone with poor reviews when the one right below them has a gazillion good ones? So that's number one. And then the second challenge that my clients are having is employee hiring, turnover, retention. I just listened to a webinar 3 days ago, and it said that over 65% of new employees leave after 3 months.
Ooh,
That's crazy and that's expensive. So what they're doing, they're not nurturing these employees, right? Like one of my clients used to say, oh, the number one motivator of my employees is money. Is it?
is it?
Money's a short-term motivator, right? That's like can get them in the door. That's not what keeps people there for the long haul. It's what, how are they treated? Do they get recognition regularly, especially now, right? These younger generation, where they need recognition. Do they have friends at work? That's another key component, but we're not focusing on that. It's sad.
No, it's really sad.
I
I
know.
And the other thing that goes on with online reviews that I'm hearing is the slowness or lack of response. Somebody could post a bad review, and as long as you jumped on it like immediately and said,
Uh-huh.
"We're really sorry about that experience, and we're looking at our methods," or something,
Yes.
at least
Yeah.
engage. But
Yep.
that can kind of kill us. All these
Yeah.
reviews out,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. I totally agree. It's got to happen right away. You're right. Especially now, right? Fast. Everything's fast. We want everything now. So that's got to happen.
So when you're dealing with these leaders, they have these challenges with hiring, with their reviews, all that's going on. What is it that you do that helps them overcome that? What are some things that you offer them and help them with? You mentioned
Yeah. So the
some of it,
first
but maybe
thing before I work with anyone, I do all sorts of research. So I look at the reviews, I compare them to their competitors. What are people saying about similar companies in their area, similar size? So I look at the reviews, I kind of compare them. Then I actually will go into the office, if it's like a healthcare office or whatever, and I'll just sit around and observe. I sit and I listen. I watch how our customers greeted when they walk in. I listen to how they answer the phone, how they greet people, how they deal with each other. I also do mystery calls. I'm a professional mystery caller. So I'll pretend like I'm a customer and I analyze that. So there's a lot of stuff and a lot of uh, observations and research that happens first. Then I meet with the leadership team, especially the front line manager. They've got to be a part of that, because what I found is that that front line manager is the one who gets things going. They're out on the floor, they can
yes,
make the positive feedback and the corrective actions, right? So I meet with them, I let them know what's going on. Then we decide, what are we going to do? Well, we get the team involved, the actual staff, and we talk about it. Hey, here are the results. What can we do to improve? And what can we do? I'll give you an example. So one of my clients is a doctor's office. And when I walked in, on the front, it's a super basic, right? On the front counter where the receptionists are, there's all these pamphlets, like pamphlets and signs, and like, put on your mask and turn off your cell phone, and bleh, like signs everywhere. I'm like, okay, first of all, I can't even see the people that are sitting there. And second of all, what's with all the negativity,
right.
right? Yeah, like don't do this and don't not, right? So all they did was get rid of some of the signs, change them into more positive things, and customers had a more welcome experience. But I had to have them see that. Sometimes you walk by the signs every day, you don't notice. But if you can have an outside perspective and get them involved, they'll figure out the right solution. So then after we have the solution, I'll do a training if needed. I'll do a training for leadership. I'll do a training for staff, but then we follow up. The follow up is the key. See, when I did work with Skill Path seminars, I would do one time trainings, right? Which is great. I love speaking and motivating, but I never saw any results. I would never see them again. So what I like about consulting is I can do my training, I could do my speaking, but now I can help with the follow up to make sure they implement it. It's pretty cool.
Definitely. And I took quite a few of these skill paths, and I
Did you?
it's great information, but it's nice
Yeah,
when instead of just sitting there presenting, you actually can go in and make a difference in these environments. I really
that's right.
uh, say a couple things about your ability to communicate and speak, all the training you had and actually doing public speaking. Imagine if you were just a customer service rep who had these ideas of what they could do and implement. But now with your background, because you took down this path of becoming a public speaker and learning how to communicate, how has that changed everything for you in your business and what you're able to see done in those businesses?
Yeah, speaking has really changed everything for me. It's changed my personal life, it's changed my business. I actually am a very shy person, David, believe it or not. I am good on the stage, but I'm very much introverted. And I would never speak up before I did that. I would never speak up for myself. I would never, But now with these skills, and by the way, Toastmasters, I'm a big proponent of Toastmasters, is a great organization for anyone who's wants to get into public speaking because you meet weekly and you speak every freaking week. Public speaking you don't learn by watching an online course. It is done over time. Like customer service, right? You do it every day, you'll get better, not once a year, right? So for me, it's changed that. I love with my speaking career, I love the flexibility of my schedule. In 2020, my mom passed away in November of 2020, but for most of my life, she was ill, and if I didn't have this career, I wouldn't be able to go to doctor's offices. I wouldn't be able to spend time with her in the hospital during this very important time. This 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I don't have that. I work till 11 o'clock at night, but then I can also play volleyball in the morning the next morning. So I like the flexibility. It's made me a better communicator in relationships. It's made me more confident in public when I need to be. So it's changed everything.
Yeah, that's great. And you still
Yeah,
have time for beach volleyball.
I do. Yay! It makes me happy.
Yes. And the thing also that goes along with not just in business, but in all of our relationships, that when we're
Hmm.
able to communicate and those public speaking skills, once they become part of us, we're able to communicate with everyone around us. It just
That's
changes.
correct.
Yes.
Right. In your relationships, in a customer service scenario, when you're not getting what you want, you can communicate effectively to ask nicely for what you want. Yeah, it's changed everything.
One other thing I noticed in public speaking is when you're trying to come up with your message and you're learning, it's not just techniques of how to talk, how to put together a talk, how to maybe move, but all this personal development starts occurring inside of us as we're discovering our stories and our message,
Hmm.
become a whole new person. And actually, the real authentic you can really come out.
That's so true. That's right. Because you just nailed it, David. Because I have found the more authentic or vulnerable I am, if I share those deep, hard stories, people connect with that. And then they listen to your message. If you're just like, oh, you got to smile, blah, blah, you just nailed it though. And so it gets you in touch with that, and then it helps you to share it.
And
Yeah,
every
it's pretty cool.
business, right, every business owner should go down the road of learning some kind of public speaking skills because it can increase their revenues, but also it can change them, who they are, along with
Right.
being able to communicate better customer
Hmm.
service. It's quite a great thing.
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yes. And we'll make so much money, we'll be able to do beach volleyball all day long.
That's right. 8 hours a day.
There we go. Oh my goodness. I know there's people that really want to connect with you, especially when you do mystery shopping. It's one
Oh,
customer service having improvements, but that little
hmm,
extra thing of mystery shopping, it just opens up everybody's eyes to what's really going on that they're blind to, huh?
absolutely. Yeah, they'll have no clue. And sometimes it's funny. Someone will not want to work with me, and I'll do some mystery calls and send them a report, and they'll be like, oh, well, maybe we do need you. Like, yeah, you do.
Uh,
Huh.
but the people listening, I know for sure want to get a hold of you. And you left us something. I'm going to put that in the chat.
Yeah. What did I leave you? Something awesome, I'm sure.
Yeah, you have 21 day.
Oh, the Happy Pants Challenge.
Yeah, why don't you tell us real quick what that is that you're giving
Yeah,
to?
so people call me so I tend to be happy, and I tend to be positive. So people will say to me, "Who are you, Miss Happy Pants?" And I'll say, "Yes, I am. Why don't you try them on?" In fact, I even have Happy Pants keychains that I created. So the Happy Pants Challenge is this. When you sign up, you will get for 21 days in a row an email that tells you to do something positive, like write a thank you note to someone, smile at a stranger. It's very short, very easy. You do it for 21 days. Why 21 days, David? Because that's how many days it takes to create a new habit. But it's got to be consecutive. If you miss a day, you're effed. Okay, anyway, so 21 days in a row. At the end of the 21 days, you will have completed the task and I will send you a prize.
Ooh, a
I don't know what the prize is yet, but I'm going to send a prize.
We like prizes.
That's
It
right.
does, consistency, it does take that long to
That's
develop a new
right.
habit.
That's right. Yes.
Oh, great. Well, thank you so much for that. And it's been a real pleasure talking with you. I might even consider doing some more beach volleyball. But
Yes, do it. Come on out. Beat
yes,
you. Aha.
thanks for sharing with us. It was really nice
My pleasure.
interviewing you and hearing all about your life and what you have going on.
Thanks, David.
You take care and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.